Cracker kicked a couple of goals, floats one inside 50. Mackie in front, strong grab, free kick, whatever you like.
They look dangerous on the quick play out of half-back, Collingwood. They've been able to run through there. They have split the Cats open.
Mackie kicks to West. No mark. Maxwell did a sterling job there. Undersized. Collingwood captain has another go at it. Brilliantly done by Maxwell.
So the margin stands at 11. We're coming to the halfway point of this second quarter, which has been mainly all Collingwood, but the Cats have hit back a little. Now Thomas into the 50. This is more like the Geelong defence than the composition. What a great constant he's been over the journey, Corey Enright. Marks and gets it going to David Wojcinski. Played in 2 grand finals, both of them successful. The only one of this Geelong side who just played in 07 and 09. Up to half forward. Off the pack, Selwood took it from Podsiadly. Deep Johnson, give him a metre. And usually he'll take a mile, or else he'll kick something like that. Now, this is a casualty for the Cats.
It's Josh Hunt, I think, who's down, and he looks in a really bad way.
Podsiadly, I think, does.
Well, we can just see the pain, writhing in pain, still on the ground.
We'll bring the doc in a moment to see what he thinks.
50 metres, run right forward the mark. What it was, Hutto, was a big contested mark.
Dislocated shoulder by the looks of things, boys.
The pash crashed in and around him. And, as we saw, the shoulder. We'll speak to Doc Gary Zimmerman in a sec. He's in a lot of pain, just landed awkwardly, Doc.
Well, this is a big moment in the game. Play hasn't been stopped yet. Haven't called for the stretcher. Collingwood have possession. O'Brien at half-back. Cats are rattled. O'Brien goes for a run. Can they make them pay? O'Brien, long ball inside 50. Cracker! Oh, what a magnificent mark from the side.
Took the mark of the year this year in 2011. And as we look back at James Podsiadly, they're trying to put his shoulder back in on the ground. He's in an enormous amount of pain. But this was very similar to the mark that he took without the ride on someone's back across the face of the pack. Andy Cracker, one of the great stories of the year.
Well, Dr. Gary Zimmerman is with us. How do you read this one, Gary?
Well, you can see him land on his arm and he's dislocated his shoulder. They're obviously having trouble putting it back on the field, and they're taking him off on the stretcher, and they'll have to put it back on the boundary line.
I'm surprised they didn't call for the stretcher quicker, because it meant Geelong were one man down.
Yeah, I think they were trying to do it at the time. Zimmer, what's the story? If they get it back in a dislocated shoulder, can he continue to play out the game?
He should continue to play out the game if they can give him a bit of pain relief and get him back out there.
Well, he's going to be off for a while because he's being stretchered off.
So he has to stay off for the maximum 20 minutes.
We talk Cloak down the other end. For Geelong's structure, he has to come back. If he can't physically, that is a huge factor in this match, because even though he hasn't done a lot, Podsiadly, just 3 disposals, he just creates a presence and brings the ball to ground level for the smalls at Geelong.
So you're saying, Zimmer, even with the situation there, is an enormous pain. If they pop it back in and there's no structural damage, put some pain relief into it, there's a chance to play? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. It happens quite frequently, does.
We can see there, Gary, it obviously hasn't been put in as yet.
You can see the shoulder squared off, so the shoulder's out, sitting out still. So they've got to get the shoulder back in. That relieves the pain immediately.
57 contested marks for the year. Second in the competition. Only Cloak's taken more contested marks, so you think that's going to affect him from a marking perspective, even if he does get back for the rest of this match.
So let's have a look at this Andrew Cracker mark. He is having some sort of game. We know it's a wonderful story. He's kicked 2 goals already, and he just flew in from the side. Oh, it's a beauty. So he will line up only 25 metres out.
Great grab from Cracker. We're just seeing Zimmer, Podsiadly go off, not through the interchange race. So what's the ruling there? It's 20 minutes. He can still come back on, even though he hasn't gone off through the interchange?
Correct.
Often a tough kick, Porters, when you have to stop and wait for 10 minutes. He probably played this kick and this set shot through his head countless times. So it would be a great result for him and his maturity if he can kick this one.
34 goals now for the season. He's kicked 2 straight this afternoon. It's coming back. It's good enough. 3 to Cracker.
He showed in the waffle last year that he can dominate grand finals. Andrew Cracker, he's got his eye on the big cup this time, and what a start he's had to this game. Cloak and Cracker with 3 goals each, and it's out to 16 again as Chapman tries to release Kelly, but again found the traction difficult to find. Tough one for Tuvey. It fell for Stokes perfectly. The goals are ahead of him, and he decides to pin back the ears and have a crack. He misses.
Down the other end of the ground, as we see James Podgiali still in a lot of pain. Shoulder still looks out of position, but Leon Davis has been sent forward and Corey Enright is picking him up. So it looks like a 7-man forward line for the Pies.
Heath Shaw, driving kick, looking for Jolly. He's outnumbered here, and the mark's taken by Wojcinski. There's Mitch Duncan warming up. The sub for Geelong. Kick into the pocket for the Cats. Front and centre was Bartel. Read it nicely. Centering kick, but it's all Collingwood. The lone man there is Scott Pendlebury, who's coming in for his 14th disposal. He gives it off to Shaw,
who quickly gets into gear, and Dawes working well up the ground, takes the grab.
I think Cats are going to have to get West or Ottens to really try and play the same role that Podgiali has done, and it means that they don't get a rotation off the ground, but their structure relies on 2 big forwards. They have to get it back out there.
Could have been some high contact on Pendlebury initially, but it goes Geelong's way. Ling from Kelly. They wind up again. Johnson stays down. Now he goes. Hawkins, though, hit the pack hard. Geez, come a long way, Tom Hawkins.
He has, because Chris Tarrant, he doesn't win a lot of the footy, but rarely loses a one-on-one contest, and his marking through the final series is the best of his career. And down the other end, Lonigan has now been moved on to Travis Cloak, and Harry Taylor has gone to Chris Dawes.
He owes them one.
I was just going to say exactly that, Das. He missed one. He should have got this. Is a little more difficult.
Close to the man on the mark.
And it does affect him. It's away to the left. In fact, he keeps finding the post. Let's go down to Mark Howard.
Unbelievable. Mitch Duncan, the sub, has just come onto the ground. So Mitch Duncan is on the ground. They are still holding the red vest, which you'll imagine will go to Podgiali. Massive story. Podgiali done for the day.
Yeah, that's very interesting, because I'd just like to ask Dr. Gary Zimmerman, have they gone too early with this, Gary?
Well, I would have thought so. I would have try and get the shoulder back and just see how he was. But obviously they've made that decision.
All right, well, ball back in motion. And Davis, just got rid of it in the nick of time. So the Cats starting to crank up their forward pressure here and lock it in the 50, or at least in the forward half.
And Trent West has now gone forward, so this puts a lot of extra pressure on Brad Ottens to carry most of the ruck work, and Trent West has gone forward to support Tom Hawkins.
Luke Ball-Winsing in pain. We might get the Doc's view on that in a moment. It's tough going out there. Look at Luke Ball. He is resilient and resourceful. Kicks to half forward. Spoil came from Mackie, but it favours the Pies. Side bottom, up to half forward, thumping it away nicely with Scarlett from Brown that time, and it's over and out.
Bringing himself off the ground, Luke Ball too, Hutto.
Gary, what did you think of that?
Just got a cork to the right buttock area, so he should be all right.
You're earning your money already, Doc. The ball comes off. The big news, Podgiali subbed out of the game with a dislocated shoulder. Duncan is on. Long way to go in the match. Here's Tarrant. Had a wonderful afternoon so far. Did the job on Podgiali before he went off. Tuvey is tackled. Picked up by Duncan. He got a loose man at half forward. Here's Steve Johnson. Can load up from 50 metres out. And Steve Johnson does the business.
Nine kicks, 1 handball. It's the most kicks on the ground, the equal most with Pendlebury, and 2 goals, most importantly. 2 goals to the Cats back within 9. Jolly still not leaping for the footy. West got it down. Wellingham almost worried out of it. They scramble on in. Wellingham got something, but Jolly couldn't quite get the handle on the footy. Selwood, tackle coming from both sides, and the umpire said it was holding the ball. Had your chance.
But they're out on the outer wing here. Pendlebury's come the other side. He sure can't believe it, just throwing his arms around.
Well, he thought they were out this side as well, but it doesn't turn out that way. Ling up to the wing. Hawkins had to try and break even there. He couldn't. Tarrant was terrific. Tuvey to Johnson. And now Thomas's left foot. Cloak is looming again. It won't quite get there. Mackie was like the jockey there. Cloak uses the right leg to get this one to about 40. Wellingham almost. Side bottom. Squeezes it through.
Harry Taylor down, courtesy of a big Leon Davis bump. He's rattled. He's going to be okay, but he's coming off for a breather. Collingwood in front by 15 points. It's Kelly tries to extricate the ball. Secondary stoppage in the middle. Leading possession getters for Collingwood, 16 Pendlebury, 11 Johnson, 11 Sidebottom. For the Cats, 10 each to Bartel and Johnson.
Might only be a 15-point margin, but no Podsiadly. That's a free kick for a block against Lee Brown. He got across the line.
Advantage paid. It's bombed inside 50. Tarrant, he's having a wonderful match.
As I was about to say, no Podsiadly. Harry Taylor at the other end's gone off. It looks as though he's going to at least be dazed for a while. There are big omissions at the moment for the Cats.
Big issues indeed as Reid heaves them forward. Mackie in front, steadfast, takes the mark when he needed to. Wanted to pull the trigger on the handball. Got it to Corey. And now the quick kick from Enright to Johnson. Tuvey mowed him down. Just reckless, great grand final stuff from the Pies. They're surging out wide. Pendlebury looked a little disorientated for a moment. Settles on Cloak. Well done. Good edging work done by Lonergan to take the mark. That's a boost for his confidence. A careful kick, but a good kick to Scarlett. Trying to demand ownership of the corridor. On the bounce, tough to deal with for Selwood. Blair, he can take him high very easily. The umpire says no, play on. And now it'll be a ball up.
I reckon the Cats would love half-time to come right now just to get themselves composed, get Harry Taylor right, but still 5 minutes to go. I reckon they'll be happy just to be within this 15-point margin because they're under enormous pressure.
Here's Sidebottom. Spills to Bartel. Kicks to the members' wing. Cameron Ling also broke his nose earlier in the match. He's okay, won't bother him. There's Taylor.
He's okay, but he might want to go and stand alongside Scotty Pendlebury, who's had 10 possessions in this quarter. Started a little slowly. He's on the bench at the moment, but really starting to dominate the game.
Free kick to Bartel for a hold.
Gee, West is really jumping to
advantage paid.
All right.
That's
Bartel ducked the head. He's gang tackled by Collingwood. They've got the hunger at the moment, the Magpies. They can sense a kill right here.
The margin is 15. Still 5 minutes to go. It's a very long quarter, this one, with the interruption for Podsiadly's injury. West is really jumping high, accentuating the fact that Jolly isn't. And how are you reading it, Darcy? Is he getting the advantage because Jolly can't jump? All that experience from Jolly.
I think Darren Jolly has just got such an ability to get his body in the right space. We know that he's not going to be able to have a massive possession game today, but all he's doing is competing. That's what they got into the club to do. So far, so good for Jolly.
He's had 6 hit-outs for the quarter, 3 to advantage. Christensen to half forward, over Hawkins. Ottens looked a bit top-heavy there, the Cats. The small man on the scene, Stokes. Hawkins, pretty good in these conditions normally. Johnson squeezing it, just getting it forward. Barker, Christian's got a man in the goal square. He's soaring, and that man is Joel Selwood. That is a vital goal for the Cats.
All the strong bodies. I've loved his last 5 minutes. James Bartel has been enormous as well in the last 5 minutes because they're under the pump, and Chris Scott's got all these strong bodies. Kelly, Chapman, Bartel at this centre bounce.
2 goals to Selwood. Margin cut back to 9. Here's Chapman, one of those hard bodies. Matthew was just talking about Selwood. Knocks it on to Kelly. Spins out of trouble. Back to Selwood. Handballs in the Chapman direction. There's Shaw. Didn't take a backward step. Beautifully done by the Magpie half-backer. Now Swan. Off to Johnson. Kicks to the wing. Looking for Sidebottom. Overcooked the kick. Corey's happy to see it over the line.
Tell you what, Heath Shaw, we know his story this year. He missed 8 weeks with a AFL ban. The way he attacked that footy was just sensational. Really committed his body.
Ferocious stuff. The Pies lead by 9. The ruckman entwined again in front. Ottens tapped it down. Got it to his man Bartel. No real offering for him on the outside, but Chapman turned the half chance into a complete one. Selwood gets him beyond the 50. Hawkins and Tarrant and Tuvey gathered it, and he went for the boundary. Swan was there, and that'll be in his favour for the umpire to say that's a throw-in, not deliberate.
I reckon it's a big second half for Travis Barco. He kicked the first 2 goals. Since then, just the 3 disposals. He's got to learn to stay involved in the match because he has been quiet for the last 30-40 minutes.
Play on, says the umpire, as Ottens and Jolly nullified each other. They both wanted the free kick.